Hello viewers, and welcome to the second part of our handling comparison looking at MotoGP 14. Again on Mugello, because that's what we used in the first part. We've got three bikes here: Michael Laverty, Cal Crutchlow and Marc Marquez. Now, before you watch this video, it should be pointed out that that's the same Marc Marquez clip we saw earlier, and I have since improved my lap time by over a second. So it's down into the 148s now, probably 147 soon, but I get a bit more leery and I'm not as consistent on the bike. And the one thing that's important about these videos is consistency. So we've used the older video, which is a slightly slower lap time, but it does give us a good balance to compare lap times between the different bikes and see how they perform. And you can already see Michael Laverty's bike is some way off the pace. It's a little bit more sluggish, it doesn't have the grip going into corners. You're having to delay a bit on the throttle, and you can see there it just went wide. It wasn't going where I wanted it to. So it's good to see the balance between the different bikes. Now, of course, you can see the settings, all using Pro with manual tuck-in, separate brakes, traction control on medium. You can turn the traction as you want it. Obviously, the bikes in real life use full traction. Without enough practice on it, I'd have to say full traction is probably always going to be quicker. You're just going to be able to get the power down a lot easier. But having said that, it is more fun with a little bit of rear wheel spin, and with a medium you get that nice balance of being able to spin up the rear wheel yet not completely destroy your lap time. You do have to be mindful and focused on it, otherwise if your mind drifts you can quickly make a mistake, squirt of power, and you'll be straight off the bike. So it's a little bit more tricky than it looks at this stage as we come around this first lap for Cal Crutchlow, and he's into the 149s already. So improvement in my lap times, that was just more to do with riding style. Now I hear that on the Italian biking forums they're saying I'm slow. Well, you know, it's as I say with these bike videos, if you go fast, if you go a bit more on the limit, you become a bit more leery. The bike moves around a lot, and it's easy to come off. And I think when you're recording these consistency videos, you know, we want to look at balance in terms of consistency, not in terms of breaking your neck as to what kind of lap time you can do. If I have time at some point, I will see if I can put in a much more representative one-off lap time perhaps on each bike, but that depends on time at the moment. We do have a lot of MotoGP content to cover, and of course we have E3 as well, which is very busy for us. So it's a very busy time at VVV for all things gaming, all these big releases coming out, plus everything that we're covering at E3. And we're progressing these lap times. You can see at the moment in terms of lap time, Michael Laverty's bike is some way off the pace, quite a way down. That's not to say you couldn't go faster, but certainly getting on that bike in terms of the other bikes that we see here, it's not really competitive as it should be, frankly. I would be keen to see lap times by MotoGP experts on this. Can you get down into the 145s, the 144s, the 143s? I'm down into the 148s now. I could probably do 147s, maybe 146, but I don't think I'll be faster than that. But I do believe that if you're on the limit and you know how to throw the bike into each corner, you can go quicker than that. So the time is little bits of time that I found. It's getting on the power early out of a corner, and you're making time all the way down the straight, and it's really just finding out how to keep apex speed and then get on the power, get traction on those corners as well. So it'd be interesting to see the balance in terms of lap times, and ultimately, despite the tests I've done on these videos, how it turns out in terms of online as well, in terms of stability and performance. I'm missing some of my tuck-ins there, aren't I, with Cal? That's what I mean. There's little things like that. Tuck in more. You can actually tuck in when you're leaning, and you'll actually lean a bit further and put your elbow on the ground. So it's but then it unbalances the bike when you step up again. So there's lots and lots to learn. I mean, doing lots of laps. Those of you that love MotoGP will no doubt get into it and find lots of additional lap time. But I hope you've enjoyed this little comparison, something different, just to show the different bikes in terms of performance. And we will come back to this at a later stage. but you can see generally my general riding has improved with Cal's bike compared to the Marquez one. A little bit more body language in the bike, and I look forward to testing Marquez again soon on later races. But as we come to this final corner, that concludes this video, and as ever, lots more coverage to come on MotoGP in the coming days and weeks. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Do let me know what you'd like to see, and there'll be more from me very soon.